Hi, I'm Ian. I'm a pastor in Minneapolis, but like the Christian kind, but like the kind of Christian that's the Jesus kind of Christian. That kind of Christian pastor that like studied for 4 years, got ordained, doesn't just have sneakers and stage lights. All right, let's just start right there. I'm just here to say this one little thing. If you're using the Bible to justify the killing, the extrajudicial killing of Renee Good in Minneapolis, if you're using the Bible to defend the ICE agent who murdered her, if you're in the comment section of pushback against ICE in Minneapolis and saying something like, Romans 13, what about Romans 13? I have to tell you something. That's not it. That's not right. Romans 13, you're talking about Romans 13, 1 through 7, which says, that God, there is no authority other than that which is given by God, and that we ought to subject ourselves to authority figures, therefore, and to the law. Keep reading. Romans 13 doesn't stop with verse 7. In fact, it goes on to verse 8 and 9. And even verse 10 and beyond, much further. We need to read things. We need to keep reading. So if you're going to use it well. Don't just put a little Bible verse in your bio line and say like, oh, what a Christian I am. No. Romans 13, 8 through 10. Read it. Do it. Like, pause this, go read it. Oh, you're not going to do that? Okay, let me just tell you. Romans 13, 8 through 10 makes this claim, particularly verse 10, that love is the fulfillment of the law. Love is the fulfillment of the law. Jesus said in Matthew that he came not to abolish the law, but to fulfill it. Okay? And what Jesus is talking about is Levitical law, Jewish law, right? Not Roman law. One of the things that I actually love about Jesus is that he came to fulfill the law and made this claim that like love, embodied love, divine embodied love is what he was up to, and that is the fulfillment of the law. But what he always did was he subverted Roman law. It got him killed. That got Jesus killed. So I think Jesus would hear you say, oh, Romans 13, we need to abide by the law. And I think Jesus would say, what? No, that ain't it. Jesus said he has come to fulfill the law and that we ought to love one another. In John's gospel, he says, I give you a new law. First, in Matthew, he's challenged, saying, oh, teacher, by these like religious, they probably had like Bible verses in their bio lines, and they're probably like, which of the laws is the best? And you know what Jesus said? He was like, oh, there's actually two. One is love God with everything you got and love your neighbor as yourself. Okay? That's what Jesus said. Every other law hangs on those. That's the lens you look through at every other law. But then in John, he says, I give you a new law. Love one another. Love one another. That's how they'll know that you're my disciples, is if you love one another. So don't Romans 13 me when you don't even know what it says. If you're going to read it, read it. If you're going to use it, read it. For the love of God, jeez.